Somebody's out here leaking the most anticipated video game of the last decade, selling crypto coins on the side and asking the internet to go protest on their behalf. And I gotta be honest with y'all, I have never in my life seen a criminal do their own PR this poorly. This ain't a leak anymore. This is a whole marketing campaign with a federal subpoena attached to it. Quick catch up for anybody who's been living under a rock. Starting August 18th, some anonymous account calling itself Cyberleek started dropping what looks like real GTA 6 footage, driving clips, gunfights, even a basketball minigame, which I did not expect to be emotionally invested in, yet here we are. Supposedly the whole map too, and the most recent leaks got a little pop-up in it saying, "Return to Lucia," which means whoever's got this thing ain't just stuck in one tiny corner of the game. They can actually move through the story, which is a real different problem than just, leaking some gunfights. Now, here's where it gets interesting, cause Cyberleek ain't just dropping footage for the hell of it. There's an actual manifesto. They call it the Edict, like they're founding a religion instead of committing a felony. And they have 3 demands. No more digital pre-orders, no charging extra for content that's already sitting finished on the disc, or the code in this case, and single-player campaigns that keep working even after the publisher shuts the servers off down the road. The last one's aimed at what happened to The Crew back in 2024, when Ubisoft turned off the lights on a game people paid full price for, and it just stopped working. That is a real grievance, by the way. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend the digital-only direction this industry is headed ain't worth complaining about. Sony's dropping physical discs for PlayStation games in 2028, but GTA 6 ain't even shipping with a disc option at all, so there's a genuine argument buried in here somewhere. The problem is, every single one of these leaked clips got a QR code slapped on it pointing toward a crypto coin, and that coin is apparently sitting around a $3 million market cap, with Cyberleek personally holding something like 400 grand. So we went from consumer rights vigilante to a guy running a meme coin off the back of stolen property real quick. They got what they're calling a dead man switch, meaning they supposedly copied a full playable build of the game to servers all over the place, and every single day they gotta manually go up and tell it, "Not today," or the whole thing just auto-releases to the entire internet at once. Sounds like the plot of a movie I'd actually pay to watch. I do not condone this behavior. Now let me tell y'all something, and I really need y'all to hear this part. That story got retracted. It is, in fact, fake. The outlet that first reported it pulled the whole article and admitted the claim was based on a fake image, not anything Cyberleek actually posted themselves. So right now, as of this recording, there is no confirmed dead man switch. There might be one, nobody's proved there is. All we got is a rumor that got reported as a fact, then walked back, and then kept spreading it anyway, cause it's a better story than, just telling. We genuinely don't know what this person's actually holding. That's the whole problem with this entire saga, by the way. Real leaks, AI generated fake leaks, a fake Telegram channel pretending to be Cyberleek, and now a fabricated ultimatum, all moving through the same feeds at the same speed, and have the people reporting on it couldn't tell you which part are confirmed and which part are somebody's imagination. The BBC had to walk back a claim, a gaming outlet had to walk back a claim. Now this is what happens when a story moves faster than anybody can actually check it. What ain't fake though is the legal process, and this is where it stops being funny for whoever's behind this account. Take-Two didn't mess around with a strongly worded letter. They went straight to the federal court, filed subpoenas against Microsoft and Discord back on August 20th, demanding account IDs, IP addresses, phone numbers, device identifiers, basically anything that could tie a real human being back to that Cyberleek name. A judge already granted it. Microsoft's cooperating fully, no hesitation. Discord's dealing with the same order across a whole list of servers going back to June. And the scary part for anybody involved is this: it ain't just going after Cyberleek's own account, it's pulling identifying info on every single person in those servers, which means a bunch of folks who had absolutely nothing to do with any of this are about to get their name run through a subpoena just for being in the wrong Discord at the wrong time. So let's get to the question everybody's asking. What happens once GTA 6 actually releases officially? And does that change anything for whoever's behind this? The short answer is no, not in a way I think some folks are hoping. There's a theory floating around that if this person or group can just survive long enough to get past the official release date, somehow the leverage disappears, or the threat becomes meaningless, or the legal exposure resets. That ain't how any of this works. I need y'all to know something. Copyright infringement don't have an expiration date tied to a release calendar. If anything, dropping a full playable build after the game officially launches is worse for whoever does it, because now you ain't just leaking pre-release footage that, spoils marketing. You're actively distributing piracy of a finished, shipped, purchasable product, which stacks a whole new set of legal problems right on top of the ones already in motion. The subpoena's already filed. Don't care what the release date is. They're aimed at finding out who this person actually is, and that process keeps grinding along regardless of whether GTA 6 drops next week or next year. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Even if there really is a playable build sitting somewhere, and even if it really does get released to millions of gamers like that debunked report claimed, that don't erase anything that's already happened. The investigation's already running. The subpoenas already went through. Whoever's behind this has already generated enough digital fingerprints, account creation dates, server activity, linked devices, that unmasking them becomes a matter of time and paperwork, not some unsolvable mystery. You want to know something? Discord IDs literally encode their own creation date. That Cyberleek account traces back to January of 2019. That ain't some untraceable ghost. That is a real account with a real history sitting in a database somewhere, just waiting on the right subpoena to connect the dots. So, how big is the actual threat here if we're being honest instead of being dramatic? A leaked beta build, even a real one, is embarrassing for Rockstar, and it's gonna spoil some stuff for people who didn't want it to be spoiled. That is the reality, the unfortunate reality. That is genuinely bad, and I don't want to undershell that part, but it ain't gonna tank, the launch of the most anticipated video game since maybe, ever. This series has survived leaks before. The 2022 hack dumped hours of actual development footage onto the internet, and GTA 6 is still sitting here as the single biggest thing in the entertainment industry regardless. People who want this game are still gonna buy this game. A leak is a headline, it ain't a cancellation. And then there's the whole stop the hate, go protest for me angle, which, Cyberleek put out after folks started turning on him for the crypto angle, asking their own supporters to channel that energy into protests and not at those actually fighting for you. That is a real revolutionary if you ask me, the Che Guevara of video games, and I respect it, and that is a joke and I do not condone his behavior. All of this while simultaneously admitting the coin's the only way they're funding any of this. Seems kinda desperate if you ask me, but you do you, I guess. That's a real specific kind of confidence, asking people to go march in the street on your behalf while you're also running what looks like an awful lot like a straightforward grift on the side. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what kind of protest they're imagining happening here. Grown adults holding signs outside a Rockstar office demanding physical game discs come back while the guy asking for the protest refuses to show his face. That is a tough sell, even by the internet standards. So was it worth it, whoever's behind this? I genuinely don't know yet, and neither does anybody currently reporting on it, no matter how confident the headlines sound. Again, I do not condone these actions, do not get it twisted. What I do know is that the subpoenas are already granted, the investigation's already active, Rockstar's parent company's already been through one major breach this year and is not in a forgiving mood, and every single day this drags on is another day closer to somebody somebody's name showing up attached to a federal court paperwork instead of an anonymous alias. The clock Cyberleek's trying to make everybody scared of ain't the release date of the game, it's the one counting down on their own identity, and that clock don't stop just cause a new trailer drops. I'll keep an eye out on this and update y'all the second anything solid comes out of these subpoenas. Make sure to follow if you liked the video. Goodbye now. Demanding physical game dicks.